for the last 4 years by W.P. Mullins. Horses of the calibre of Blois Rouge, who runs in the Novice Chain, Nichols Canyon, Vatour, Champagne Fever. It's always a quality race. €90,000 in total prize money as the novices put their credentials on the line for the Cheltenham Festival. 1 of 6 in the race for W.P. Mullins is Bacardys, the mount of Patrick Mullins. 2, Blood Crazed Tiger, David Mullins. 3, Bravissimo is Katie Walsh. 4, Gunnery Sergeant, Sean Flanagan. 5, Saturnas is your favourite, Ruby Walsh. 6, Brelade is Barry Geraghty. 7 for the Delight Novice Hurdle will be Bunk Off Early, Paul Townend. Chateau Conti won nicely at Cork. Will have the assistance of Mikey Fogarty. Danny Mullins will ride Riven Light wearing saddlecloth number 9. And number 10, Jack Kennedy is on Barra for Gordon Elliott. The confidence continues on this Saturnus 5-2, 9-4, 2-1, and it's shorter again, Tom.
Well, just look at the numerical challenge. Our first 3 live races today, 24 runners, 10 of them for W.P. Mullins, and he's got 6 of the 10 here, including this Saturnus, who was a top-level winner here at Christmas time, seeing off a really good horse in Brelad, and the market again speaking in the favour of Saturnus, 5-2 in to 7-4. Bunk Off Early, relatively solid, round about 9-2, 5-1. If you're looking for the horse each way, if Saturnus just looks too short and something for a 5 each way, what about the filly down the bottom, Barra? She's tightened up, double figures into around about 8-1, 17-2 by Vendanger, threatening to be a really good horse, and you just wonder, this fast run race, bigger field, might just play to her strength. So again, this subtext, Mullins against Elliott. Mullins has got the favourite, but Gordon Elliott's Barra being very well backed, as I say, each way 8-1 now.
Turnus, he's really progressive. He's won 2 of his 3 starts over hurdles, and this is the one that Ruby has chosen. Last time out, he won the Future Champions, the Paddy Power Future Champions. Won it really well from Brelade and his stable companion and Sunny May. He was second to... There's number 7.
This horse was very impressive here as well too. A Zebedee horse. He bolted in here at Christmas. He beat Spokesman, who won yesterday at Naas. I was very impressed with this horse as well too. I'd imagine there shouldn't be a lot between a good few Willies. It's just maybe lacking experience, but he's a hell of a horse.
And number 6, Brelade, he had a cracking run here the last day and only his second run over hurdles. I think there's a little bit more to come, and I think to step up to 2 mile 2 will be a big help to him.
Chateau Conti is the next one. Going to get a look at another of Willie's runners. Mikey Fogarty rides this one, and he's a 12-1 shot. Well, he's just had the 1 run over hurdles, and he was a good winner. Made all the running at Cork early in January, and he won a couple of races in France before that. Amateur
number 10,
races.
Barra. She won very well in Fairy House last time out. I was a little disappointed with her when she was second behind Joey Saswa. I think she's a little bit defined, but you know, she's an improving filly.
Gordon and Barry. I'd say Willie is in sorting out time here as well with 6 of the runners here with the pecking order, which way they went. There's number 1, Bacardys. Bacardys is a very good bumper horse. He beat Columba here and Art of Security at Christmas as well. Look, workman-like more than anything else to it. He fell behind Sunny May at Cork before that when he looked like he was travelling very, very easily.
Now, this is another of Willie's. This is the grey Bravissimo by Alnamix, and Katie rides this one. He's done absolutely nothing wrong. He's won his only start for Willie, and that was a good performance when he beat Bob Mac and Champagne Classic, and to win his maiden by 3 lengths and 7 lengths. And he just had the 1 run, went 3rd in France before that.
Number 2, Blood Crazed Tiger. He fell here the last day. I personally think he'll have to step up a little bit now, and he's probably crying out for a bit further, but I'm sure he'll lead him a proper gallop from word go.
What about Riven Light, Ted?
Yeah, Ribbon Light. Ruby rode him instead of riding Saturnus here the last day, but he didn't jump well at all, and he still ran okay to be 4th. He's the classiest horse on work and the classiest horse on the flat for him, but he wants to jump a bit better. But if he jumps well today, he could run a big race there at a big price of 16-1.
Blood Crazed Tiger and David Mullins back in trip. We can have a look, Brian, at Saturnus winning the Paddy Power Future Champions. Just talk us through this now.
Yeah, no, I think he was very impressive. We went a proper gallop that day. I rode Peace News, who was a little bit disappointing, but I was never on the bridle. And, you know, we went a proper gallop. There was no hiding place for him, and they pulled a long way clear to third.
But watch Ribbon Light there now. He didn't jump well at all, lose a couple of lengths there again.
Yeah,
but
he was very slow.
He done that all the way down the back. If he gets his all act together, I know he's well beaten, but he gave away at least what he's beaten in the run through the race. If he could just get his all act together at 16-1, I could see him run a good big race.
Definitely.
Now, Tracy's grabbed Gordon. Tracy.
Yes, I certainly have. The man of the moment. Well done in the last. Mega Fortune. Davey was very impressed with him.
Yeah, thanks, Tracy. It was great. The cheek pieces helped him, and everything worked out great, you know.
Oh, super. Now, 3 in this one, of course. You've got Blood-Crazed Tiger, who was pretty unlucky last time falling.
He was travelling well, but it was too early to say. Big step up for him today. You know, trip is probably shorter than what he wants, but we'll make plenty of use of him. He's a nice horse, going to be chasing in the make. And Barra, she's getting £7 mare's allowance. She's a nice mare. Again, a big step up. And Breed Aid, you know, he was only beating a couple of lengths in a grade.
Wouldn't have to do a lot to win here.
No, but there was no real excuse why we should have bet Willie's horse last day. He bet us fair and square, so he's the horse to beat.
Yeah. Now, in the big one in the Gold Cup, of course, Don Poley, a lot of people looking for him. He's very well, I believe.
He's in great form, but like you never know with Don Poley. It depends what Don Poley turns.
Yeah.
He seems to be well at home. He's doing a bit of hunting and messing around. David gave him a great ride the last day, so hopefully he gets a good spin today.
Yeah, and Empire of Dirt stepping up again. He's won 3 really good handicaps.
He's won 3 good handicaps, but you know it's a great one today. So it's an Irish Gold Cup. You know, we'll probably just get him settled and creep away, and hopefully he can run well.
Everything falling into place nicely now for Cheltenham. How's Outlander?
He's great. He's actually getting a bit fresh at home, so we have to start to step up his work again. But we're looking forward to Cheltenham. We've got a good bunch, so we'll keep the job going.
Exciting times ahead. Good luck in this.
Cheers, Tracy.
Thank you.
Incredible. Cheltenham very much on countdown now, of course. 14th of March, there's Bacardys, one of 6 in the race for W.P. Mullins going to post. Bacardys is priced in the ring at around the 12-1 mark, but Saturnus more money for him in the ring.
Yeah, rock solid. Saturnus 5-2 this morning into 6-4, 13-8, depending on where you shop around. The stablemate of Saturnus, bunk off early, 1 of 6 for WP Mullins. Big drifter in the market. Bad signals if you were back at this morning of bunk off early. Doesn't mean the creature can't win, just means that the punters in the ring are not keen. Bookmakers having to lengthen the odds to accommodate anybody to tempt them in for bunk off early. More interesting at bigger prices, Barra the filly we mentioned, still very strong, round about 7.5 and 8-1. And money now also, look at number 2, Blood-Crazed Tiger. First time tongue tie off the back of a fall last time. If the jumping stands up, almost certain that the 2-horse will make the running. Proven over further than this, so 20-1 earlier today, in now to 12-1 on the track number 2, the Blood-Crazed Tiger.
You've been following the exchanges. Any encouragement for number 1, Bacardys?
No, he was very strong this morning, in fact, into 10-1, blew across the line on Odds Checker and the similar odds comparison websites. Out now on the leading betting exchanges to Bacardys at this second, 16, so 15-1, having been around about 12. So a drifter now, having been popular this morning.
13-8 Saturnus, and some of the major bookmakers only offering you 6-4.
The Supreme Horse Racing Club, I mean, how successful they have been. I was amazed to see they had nearly 50 horses or so, but they've had such success, haven't they? Royal Ascot successes and so many of the festivals, and you know, obviously Willie enjoys training for them, and they've had some really good ones.
Yeah, I think Willie kind of put it together. The man in charge of it heads all the syndicates, and there's different people in different syndicates there. The lady who's the chiropodist and Ace is involved in
Big Sue.
Yeah, and
we go to the same chiropodist, Ted.
She's a one anyway, but just people getting great kick out of it, and they lease a good few well-bred mares as well too off of breeders who don't want to pay the expense of putting them in training.
Andy, you're down at the start?
I'm down at the start, yeah. Horses just arrived down, having a look at the hurdle here. They'll be taking order shortly. Paddy Graffin just letting them know they have a minute to go. A few of these did come down keen. Mikey Fogarty, who's lining up there on the very outside on Chateau Conti, he was ridden handy when a winner last time, and he came down quite keen. And another, if you can see, just off out to the right there, if Keith gives a look out, Katie Walsh, you can see her apart from the others on Bravissimo. Bravissimo also came down very keen and galloped on much further than the rest of the field, so Katie's just bringing him back for a look at the hurdle, and she'll join the rest of the field imminently. I think there will be a lot of pace in this race. It's going to take a lot of getting. A 2-mile 2 race, and as mentioned earlier, Blood-Crazed Tiger is one who'll probably make the running. He's lined up very handy, as is the Chateau Conti, who came down keen, and the likes of Barra, they'll also be ridden handily. I just had a look at the ground on the inside there, and it does look, they're making quite a print in it. It looks like quite dead holding ground, so I'd say this is going to be a big test of stamina.
Thanks, Andy.
Test of stamina. Does that tell us anything about that, do you think? I mean, who's gonna need every yard of it, do you think, Brian?
Well, I definitely think
Bloodcrazed Tiger
will
is.
set Mary dance anyway. I'd imagine Mikey won't hang around. I think Paul Townend will be keen to get cover on Bunk Off Early. I rode in that race that he won, and he was very free. Ruby sat in my boot the whole way that day, and he was quite keen. So I think Paul will be quite keen in getting a bit of cover. So it'll be a tactical race, but I'd say there'll be no hiding places.
Willie and Katie are both taking the time anyway, and the last pair jumping off there.
Off and running 2.25 miles ahead of them, and Bloodcrazed Tiger on the outside, followed by Chateau Conti, and behind these in third is Barra. They're followed by the favourite Saturnus. Brelade is next. Towards the outside is Gunnery Sergeant, and then behind these the grey Bunk Off Early, followed on the inside by Bravissimo. And they're followed by the black and yellow colours of Bacardys, and then the second grey Bravissimo on the inside. Running towards the second, and Bloodcrazed Tiger and David Mullins in the lead, followed by Chateau Conti, Mikey Fogarty in second, then the blue cap Barra and Jack Kennedy as they take the flight before the stands. Bloodcrazed Tiger over in front, followed in second place by Chateau Conti. And behind him comes Gunnery Sergeant racing on the outside of Barra, Saturnus on the rail. Behind these is Brelade. After Brelade is Bunk Off Early with Riven Light, and then comes Bacardys as they race up now towards the third flight. And Bloodcrazed Tiger with a clear lead over Chateau Conti, who in turn is clear of Barra and Gunnery Sergeant, and then Saturnus. Then comes Bunk Off Early, Brelade on his outside, and then comes Riven Light, followed by Bacardys and Bravissimo. Going towards flight number 4. Bloodcrazed Tiger, Chateau Conti in the pale blue colours in second. They're followed by Gunnery Sergeant and then Barra. Saturnus is on the inside. Brelade towards the outer in the purple and gold as they round the turn, taking him into the back straight. And Bloodcrazed Tiger wearing a hood, leading from Chateau Conti in second. And behind Chateau Conti we have Gunnery Sergeant showing third. And Barra, behind Barra, Brelade, then Saturnus, and then Bunk Off Early. Then Bacardys on the outside of Riven Light and Bravissimo. So they run down to the first of the three on the far side of the track, and Bloodcrazed Tiger from Chateau Conti in second, a 5-length gap then to Gunnery Sergeant in third. Barra shows in fourth place as they take flight number 5, and it's Bloodcrazed Tiger a length and a half up on Chateau Conti, 5-length gap to Gunnery Sergeant in third. Behind Gunnery Sergeant comes Barra, then Brelade, and after Brelade on the inside is Saturnus. Between horses is Bunk Off Early, then Bacardys, and they're followed by Bravissimo and finally Riven Light. Going to the next one, which is 4 from home, Bloodcrazed Tiger. First colours of Jigginstown House Stud in the lead from Chateau Conti over in second. Then comes Gunnery Sergeant. Saturnus is on the inside, and they're followed by Brelade towards the outer. Bunk Off Early just behind these as they go down towards the third last flight, and Bloodcrazed Tiger remains in the lead from Chateau Conti in second, and Barra, slight mistake there as they race on now towards the turn at the half-mile pole, and Chateau Conti has moved up to dispute the lead with Bloodcrazed Tiger. Chasing them is Barra, then comes Gunnery Sergeant, then Brelade, and Saturnus has dropped out and is struggling at the back, the favourite, as they race around the turn, taking them towards the second last flight, and Bloodcrazed Tiger and Chateau Conti together. Barra is third, then comes Bunk Off Early, the grey, in 4 as they come down now towards this one. Brelade is there on the outside at the second last flight now, and it's Chateau Conti and Bloodcrazed Tiger from Barra. Bunk Off Early the outside, Brelade is next, and behind him comes Riven Light. Bravissimo is next, and behind them is Bacardys as they swing into the straight. And it's Bloodcrazed Tiger, Barra, Bunk Off Early the grey, Brelade the outside with the noseband, and Bacardys from the back in the black and yellow as they come to the final flight. Bunk Off Early has gone to the front. Bunk off early, being followed by Brelad, and here comes on the outside Bacardys as they come to the final flight now. And over it is still Bunk off early, Bacardys, and then comes Brelad, and they're clear of the rest as they race towards the finish. And it's Bacardys who's fighting back on the inside of Bunk off early as they go up the line. Patrick Mullins, Bacardys, whizzed at a light by about 3/4 of a length from stable rate. Bunk off early, and third is Brelad, 4 Blood Crazed Tiger, and then Barra trailing right back through the field. Big disappointment of the race, the favourites, the Turners, who went out very quickly after the third last, and he's trailed in at the back of the field.
Well, Ted, Saturnus, not a good day at the office for him, but a good performance from Bacardys.
Yeah,
stuck at it well.
Good gutsy performance. Good. I don't know if that's a grade one there. Good tough performance. I thought the grey horse had won. Did you, Brian? Yeah. Turning into the straight, you see him there in the blue with the stars, or the white with the stars in his sleeves. He looked to be going the best of all. Patrick Mullins on the yellow with the stars and black stars, and his is working hard. But the grey horse, just 2 1/4, just saw him out here. He looked like he was going to win. Bree laid under Bacardys with the yellow sleeves. He comes as well too. The grey horse just feeling the pinch a bit here. You see his out head going a bit sideways. He doesn't jump it as well as Bacardys. Bacardys jumps it probably a little bit quicker.
Sometimes the horse had more left than the grey horse. Yeah. You know, the grey horse travelled everywhere. Probably didn't see it out, but Bacardys, he's workmanlike, but what he does to finish it counts.
It does indeed, you know. There are 3 good tough horses, and they'll win plenty of races. I doubt, and I would say it if we saw a Cheltenham winner among the 3 of them.
Even though the winner was stepping up and tripped Neptune, Albert Bartlett, maybe?
You can talk about it, but exactly winning it is another day.
Fair comment.
Yeah, they're all entitled to run.
But he was a good bumper horse, Bacardys.
He was, yeah, and he was going to win well at Cork, and then he made hard work of winning here. Not hard work, but he didn't catch everybody's eye winning at Christmas here. But he's answered well. Patrick in the centre there, Barry Geraghty on the right, Paul Townend on the left. Patrick has been many times champion amateur, and he's lost nothing here with these 2 lads. He's got 2 great jockeys at both sides of him. He gets stuck into him, and Bacardys finds a bit every step of the way, sticking his right hand, and he stays well. Obviously Albert Bartlett, or maybe the Neptune, or one of them, he stays anyway, and he keeps going. And Willie's record there, he's well entitled to take his chance. So is Brelade, and so is Bunk off early. All 3 of them are well entitled to go to Cheltenham and run a big race. But if you were a punter at home looking at it, I doubt if you'd run in and back any of them. What do you think?
Just in the Albert Bartlett on the winner, Bacardys, yes. I could see him being involved.
Yes, of course.
I'd say he stays all day. The only thing
sorry to interrupt you. We're going to listen to the man that might tell us. Willie Mullins with Robert Hall.
Willie Mullins, well done. 1-2, and this is a good winner, Bacardys.
He is. Patrick said he wanted to ride him the other day. I didn't know who I was going to put up on him, and so he said he'd like to ride him. I said fair enough. Well, I didn't actually. I said, are you sure you need to do that?
But Willie, you had 6 in the race. I mean, how do you work out these jockeys now for a race like this?
Well, I try and put Paul and Ruby on what we think they want to ride, the 2 best ones, and then we just put all our usual jockeys on the other ones, you know. Katie Walsh, Danny, David was riding, I think, for Gordon, and Mikey Fogarty ride out for us. Johnny Burke was going to ride one, but I think he's in England today, so we have a panel of jockeys that come and ride out for us.
When your son does it, it makes it a little bit special.
It does, yeah. So, no, I'd be delighted for him because he's wasting today to do, I think, ride one for Enda, I think, in the 100 chase or something. I don't know.
Are you thinking Albert Bartlett for him?
You're probably right. Yeah, that's what I said to myself and Harold. Were talking before the race, and we said, you know, we're just saying if they run well, which will go where, and actually that's what we said about him, that he might go there.
What are we thinking about Bell's Hill? 2 bloodless victories over fences.
I'm just hoping he has enough experience to manage the track here, but I'm hoping for the best. You know, Blue Rouge is not out of it. He's a good horse. I just see Ruby here.
Well done.
There he is, Bacardys, coming back into the winners' enclosure, of course, coming from the Walter Connors Academy, of course, who the Connors family from Dungarvan have sold many a good horse. And this, a son of Coastal Path, who I believe is a half-brother to Marteline, the smart son of Linamix as well, of course, out of a Robin de Champmere. It's real good pedigree, and Bacardys is a horse that's going to win a lot of races. And there's a smile. Ted Walsh and Brian Cooper. He is some amateur. Jamie Codd is making a real good race of it this year, Ted.
Yeah, you give him a run for his money, but he won't beat him. It'll be a good second, right?
Gordon could have a couple of bumper
I don't
horses.
give a damn what Gordon has. This man will be champion amateur again this year, unless he gets injured, because he's got the firepower that Gordon. They're 2 great amateurs.
I think it's great to see that there's a good battle for, you know, it used to be Nina and Paddy, and now it's Jamie and Paddy. So at least someone's giving them a run.
But they're great amateurs. I mean, Jamie Codd and Derek O'Connor are probably two of the finest male amateurs, and Patrick, that I've ever seen.
The real horsemen, I think.
Oh, brilliant jockeys. Brilliant.
He won yesterday, Ted and Brian, with a really good horse, Carter McKay. Nace, were you impressed?
Yeah, he did it well.
I'm sure he's booked his ticket to the Cheltenham Festival well. There's Patrick debriefing the Shanakeel Racing Syndicate. Great to see a syndicate winning one of the Grade 1s on Stan James Gold Cup Day. And as Willie told us, it's more than likely Albert Bartlett bound for the son of Coastal Pat. Robert Hall, come in and join us. Were you impressed?
Yes, I was. I was impressed. He's a good horse, obviously, and I think he needs a trip. If he's going to take on the best, that would be my view of him.
To see what the bookmaker reaction to the Albert Bartlett. Of course, Brian Cooper, you're more than likely going to be on the favourite, Det Duty.
Yeah, no, look, that looks kind of the real threat at this stage if he does go for the Albert Bartlett. It's a funny race, Albert Bartlett. There's been a lot of favourites have gone there and got well turned over if you look over the last couple of years, and obviously Det Duty's one of the short price favourites, but I wouldn't rule out Bacardys now either. He's doing everything right.
But what you've seen so far, I mean, you can only take it on face value of what we've seen. I wouldn't think Bacardys' performance today was like Det Duty was.
Absolutely.
Nice. And I think Let's Dance would give him his belly full of it, getting £7 off him as well too, if she ran in the 2 mile and 5.
Yeah.
I think there's a few others there that that weren't there today. I think it was a great performance, and I'd love to own Bacardys or have nothing to do with him, but I think it was a gutsy game performance, but it wasn't clear cut.
You wouldn't go straight to the bookies now and having it was workmanlike more than anything else, I thought.
But it's a Grade 1. It doesn't have to go to Cheltenham. I mean, it's all about Leopardstown here. Anyone who cut their right arm off. If you bought a horse in the ring and someone said he'll win you a Grade 1, you wouldn't be saying where is it going to be.
Absolutely, but I'd imagine if you spoke to the syndicate, I'd say they have one thing in their mind now, Ted, watch Cheltenham Festival.
Now they have. I'm sure, and they'll be there with a live chance.
Patrick Mullins riding for In the Bulger in the Fox Hunters. Wish he didn't.
That be Patrick's second Grade 1 over her?
Yeah, he's won a couple anyway. He definitely has won a couple of Grade 1s. I mean, he won
Cousin Vinny, didn't he?
Yeah, and he won in Duvan here last year on fences.
I
mean, he did plenty, and he won the champion bumper punch just down several times. He'd have loads of Grade 1 winners ridden. I'd say he's probably more Grade 1 winners ridden. They'd rather win the Irish National.
You'd like to win it this year, €500,000 in prize money.
Yeah, but you would, or the English National. The English National not a graded race either.
Yeah, here comes the man we want to speak to, Patrick Mullins. That's your first Grade 1 over hurdles?
Yeah, so a bumper hurdles and chase now, so nice to get
completed the hat-trick.
Yeah, exactly. So brilliant, and that's the race that I fell off Cousin Vinny a couple of years ago, so it's nice to put that right.
That was telling us during the week when you had the 6th declared and earmarked. You said to WP Mullins, I'd like to ride this guy.
Yeah, well, I won the bumper and entry on him, and I'd won on him here last Christmas, so I knew him well. And I just thought, I thought the 2-2 and a strong gallop would suit him, so it was nice.
Talk us through the race, because you put him to sleep early on and got him into a rhythm because they were going plenty fast enough up front.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I wanted to be up in the first 3 or 4, and Dad said to drop in. He said there'd be plenty of pace. So we dropped in, and they went quite quick. And I just knew he'd stay on. He was jumping to his left a bit throughout the race, which wasn't ideal, which is why I wanted to get up sides Barry at the last, but I've actually gone by him, and he has jumped left, but it worked out well because Paul's horse has gone right, and Paul's horse and mine on the flat, so I knew my dad would stay probably a bit better than him.
That's what happened. You're just the grey horse, the stable behind Son of Zebedee. You've basically outstayed him on the run in. Yeah,
and I think this fella, when he goes up to maybe 2.5, maybe even 3, he'll keep improving.
Could he be an Albert Bartlett horse? Dad thinks so.
Yeah, he could be. Or maybe a Neptune. I don't mind as long as maybe I get to keep riding him.
Talk to me about the Flogas Novice Chase, Mark O'Carr, the likes of Blois Rouge and Bell's Hill. What's Patrick Mullins' opinion?
Well, Blois Rouge obviously won this race last year, and his jumping over fence has been a bit suspect. So we're stepping him up in trip in the hope that going a stride slower will help his jumping. He's got huge talent, but he's going to have to jump a lot better. I think this race is made for Bell's Hill. I think this is the optimum trip, honestly. And I think the drier ground here will suit. So I'm expecting a very big run from him.
Patrick Mullins, many congratulations.
Thanks very much.
Well done, Tom Lee. Bacardys has won the Light Novice Hurdle, and you have the prices.
He has indeed, yes. Well done, Patrick Mullins. Well done, Willie Mullins, who has now won this Deloitte Novice Hurdle 5 years on the bounce. The latest incumbent is number 1 on your card, Bacardys, returned in the hands of Mr. P.W. Mullins at 12 to 1. Second, also for the Mullins team, was number 7, Bunkoff Early at 11 to 2. Third, number 6, Brelad at 8 to 1. Saturnus, if you're interested, eventually dispatched the 5 to 4 favourite. Disappointing bookmaker reaction coming in. Bacardys, if he is to win the Albert Bartlett, Boyle Sports currently go 12 to 1. That is unchanged. 12 to 1, Bacardys for the Albert Bartlett in just over 4 weeks' time.
Yes, 4 weeks and counting. Tom Lee, Bacardys 12 to 1 for the Albert Bartlett. What about Bunkoff Early? He's got Mellon to beat in the Supreme Novice Hurdle. We have 2 more Grade 1s, the Flogas Novice Chase, Bells Hill, Blowy Rouge, Our Duke, and of course the big one, the Stan James Gold Cup, Carlingford Lock, Empire of Dirt. All 7 runners for that, including a piece beforehand. Andy Mack been to the Curragh to visit Carlingford Lock and John Kiley. Much more coming up after the break.